Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be, and thank you for tuning in to watch this video on mental health. And today I'm going to talk about the S word, suicide. Should we talk about it? Should we not talk about it? If we do talk about it, how do we talk about it? Very, very difficult subject, but we must talk about it. Just to give you some statistics, in the UK, every day, 12 men will take their own lives. That's every day. The biggest cause of death in young people. In 2018, nearly 9,000 people committed suicide, and the figures actually rose by 10% from the previous year. The highest rate is in men aged between 45 and 49. Men are 3 times more likely to take their own lives than women. But how do you talk about suicide? And should you talk about suicide? Well, yes, you should. Because if you talk about suicide to people, then actually they're less likely to commit suicide. Did you know that 30% of people that take their own lives have not even had a discussion about their mental health with anybody before they decided to do it? So it is really incumbent on us to at least try and have a conversation with people that we don't think are handling things. So how do you actually recognise if somebody's not handling things? Well, they could be feeling a little bit agitated, restless. Normally a change of behaviour of some kind. They could be feeling a bit more aggressive, perhaps a bit more tearful. Might not be turning into work or taking a few days off work. They might be feeling very tired, very lethargic, not wanting to be with people or go out. Generally speaking, you might be finding it hard to do everyday things. And that's the first thing that we've got to do. We've got to see it. So we've got to recognise when it's happening or when people aren't feeling themselves. Second thing we've got to do is say it, and that's call it out. So what we really have to do is just take people aside and say, hey, I've noticed you're not behaving the way you normally behave or doing the things that you normally do. You tend to be looking a bit down perhaps. Any words are going to be okay. But just bring it out and ask them if they're okay or if they want to talk more. Now, very often people will just say, I'm fine, I'm okay. But then we've got to take the conversation a bit further and say, well, when you say you're fine, tell me a little bit more about that. And just get them talking. And once they are talking, I think it's also incumbent to actually address suicide. You could do that just by mentioning that, you've heard that many people that are feeling low do sometimes have thoughts, as we all do, about taking our own lives. Are you feeling like that at all? And they might just open up to you. And if they open up to you, then they're less likely to commit suicide. And if they open up to you and it's something that you don't feel you can deal with, what you then got to do is signpost them to someone else that they can talk to. You either ask them to go and talk to the doctor or call the Samaritans, but also mention that you're going to have a chat with them again the next day or a couple of days later just to see how they're feeling. So I think the process is see it, say it, call it out, and then signpost them onto somewhere else. Also, Samaritans use the acronym SHUSH. I think it's probably one of the easiest ones. And SHUSH just stands for show that you care. Okay? How can you show that you care to people? H is for just have patience. Have patience with people. Use open questions to have conversations with people. Say it back, so repeat what they're saying to you, but perhaps in slightly different words, so you've shown that you've listened. And also have the courage to have the conversation with them. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say today. Hope you have a good day, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Oh, by the way, if you did find this useful, please share it with other people. Many thanks. Bye.